On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
A natural occurrence between two people that love each other. Um, yeah, because love is a feeling, and certain actions people equate with love, but like at the core of it all, it's a feeling that you have. Um, I think it's important, for if you're married and all these things, if you want to have a certain type of marriage. But some people have relationships where there is no love, and that's their type of business situation, like Anton was talking about earlier. But no, I wouldn't say earned, because that's putting stipulations, and that's kind of like what we talked about earlier with the tit for tat. Like, if you don't want somebody, if you don't like somebody, if you're not into somebody, don't be sitting up like, oh, you got to do this, this, and this, and then I'll love you. Like, I don't think that's how it works.
That's all I got to say.
All right, y'all.
Okay,
Hold on. Wait a second. Kay, the floor is yours. Go ahead and ask whatever question you want. Please, nobody interrupt Kay.
We don't have to do that. Sarah, go ahead. I feel like I cut you off. I'm sorry. Because I think that
okay, Kay, the floor is yours.
Okay, I think that you like what Logic was just saying was the total opposite of what you were saying. You definitely acknowledged men and women physically being different. You mentioned that like 10 minutes ago or whatever. But I wanted to ask Anton, do you think, because you were trying to negate what Sarah was saying about her family, and you're like, oh, you don't know what the real potential was. Like, how do you know? So Anton, I've heard you talk about Rita and how she's helped and been supportive and all that. And we love Rita over here. Would you think it was cool if somebody asked you, like, don't you think if you didn't have Rita, you would be better? Like, that's the same thing you're doing to her when you're questioning her family members and their relationships as it relates to their in life.
She introduced them into the conversation by using them as an example. I never asked her anything about her family at all. She volunteered them into the conversation, and so as a result, I used that in order to make my point, because she used it in order to make her point.
Right, but I'm not talking. I'm more so asking about your point that you made about, like, how do you know? Can that same thing be applicable to you because you're a married man? Would it be? Let's say Sarah asked you.
Ask it.
Okay, I will. Let's say Sarah asked you, or I'm asking you. How do you know you wouldn't have been better without Rita? Like, is that a fair question to you?
Yeah.
And would you give the same answer that you were telling her about her grandpa and her dad? Would you say, you know what? I'm in the same boat as them. I probably would have been better without blah, 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 blah. Like, would you say that about yourself?
I would say, I don't know what I don't know.
Okay.
But I think, it's
hold on, Sarah. Hold on, I just want to make sure, Kay, are you done? I want to make sure nobody.
Yes, Jared, thank you.
Okay, I just want to be respectful. All right, go ahead, Sarah.
So it's like the same. For him, that's what it's important. But for my family and for my grandpa, when he acknowledged that was important to him, because it's not the same. His legacy is not leaving money. He doesn't think that matters. Having money or possession was not what he cared about, but that's why he accomplished that type of marriage. That's why my dad has the type of marriage that he has, because of the example of the father that he had. Because for them, and I'm just saying, different cultures. For us, family goes first. We are recognized for that. We care about our family. We don't take our parents or grandparents to assisting livings. We keep it with us until they die. So for us, that's what matters, and that's our legacy, is what we leave in people, not what we leave to them, like possession. Is but the values and morals that we transmit to them. But I could just say, you know what? Because for me, that's important, and my family is important. I have what you don't have.
No,
that's what it's important to me.
What do you have that I don't have?
I'm saying it's an example. I could say that. I could base myself on that.
Do it. Use it.
No.
Use it as an example.
I'm not planning to.
Let's play the game. Let's play the game.
I don't go into that game. Thank you.
Well, you did go into the game because you used them as an example, and so I can slice and dice the argument that you just made again. Because you're a new panelist on Thursday nights, I'm gonna let it breathe. I'm gonna be nice.
No, fuck that.
Be nice.
Hold on, hold on,
No,
hold on,
hell
Be
no.
hold on,
nice.
hold on, Logic, hold on.
I'm gonna let it be nice, but I can slice that argument all the way down to the tree stump. Real talk. Even in the example that you use with regard to family and your family values, you still don't know what you don't know. How do you know that he could not have picked a completely different woman and had a better result as a result of it? How do you know?
It's not about that. It's what he said that complete him, that what made him. I can go just by what he said that.
Let me ask you a question, Sarah. Let me ask you a question. How do you measure a man? What defines a great man?
Well, first off, he has to be a healthy person, like someone that has healthy habits. And by this, I'm talking about sleeping enough hours, being active, not smoking, not drinking. I care about those things. I've never been around men that do those things.
We didn't ask you what you cared about. I said, what makes a man great? What defines what makes a man great?
That's what makes it great for her, though, Anton.
Hold on.
No. I think I understand the question now. I think we all want a respectful man. I really wouldn't deal with someone that is an abuser.
Can you stop there 1 second? Mm-hmm. We don't even have to go no further because you proved my point. Again, you answered the question based off of what you want.
Isn't that what I'm looking for? Why would I look for a man that another woman is looking for?
What defines a great man has nothing to do with how you feel.
For me.
No, it has nothing to do with how you feel. We can stop there. We can just stop there. I don't, unless you want to go further.
No.
Okay.
In relationships, should love be earned? In relationships, should love be earned? I'm going to start off with you, Miss K.A. What are your thoughts about that?
I would say that in a relationship, love is a thing that might happen. Every relationship does not end up with people being in love, but I don't think it's something that would be earned per se. I think it's more so a natural occurrence between two people that love each other. Yeah, because, love is a feeling, and, certain actions people equate with love, but like at the core of it all, it's a feeling that you have. I think it's important, for, if you're married and all these things, if you want to have a certain type of marriage. But some people have relationships where there is no love, and, that's their type of business situation, like Anton was talking about earlier. But no, I wouldn't say earned, because that's putting stipulations, and that's kind of like what we talked about earlier with the tit for tat. Like, if you don't want somebody, if you don't like somebody, if you're not into somebody, don't be sitting up like, oh, you got to do this, this, and this, and then I'll love you. Like, I don't think that's how it works.